Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Our Parliament, the program that lets you have your say on what's being discussed in Parliament. Before we went for the break, Honorable Baryomunsi, the mover of this bill, was asked a question. Yes, Honorable. Go for it.
You see, I personally have an issue with the way the marketing and production is done, where a tobacco company actually contracts farmers and they have no way of selling it to anybody else. And I said, I come from Kanu, which is a tobacco growing area. I can confirm and put on record that tobacco farmers actually are poor and actually are suffering from chronic poverty. And that's why in places like Kanungu, farmers on their own have actually abandoned the tobacco growing. Because when you look at how much money the industry gives them to buy fertilizers and buy inputs, at the end of the day when they harvest and sell, the net benefit in some of them is negative or something very minimal.
Some of the articles that have been written about this bill say that Dr. Baryomunsi wants to ban a crop that was used to take him through school. Is that true?
Well, no. No. I was not educated using tobacco. Mine was actually waraji and tonto. But the fact is, farmers do not find tobacco as a lucrative enterprise. And actually, when you look at the government policy on tobacco control, government is promoting alternative means of livelihood. We have not put this in the law because it's not enforceable. Yes. But when you look at the strategy which Ministry of Agriculture has come up with, we have zoned the country into different geographical regions and recommended particular crops and enterprises which must be taken on by farmers in different parts of the country. And
excuse me.
We're going to come to you.
Tobacco is not one of the 17 priority crops which government has identified, because government knows that the tobacco farmers have remained poor. They don't get out of poverty because of growing tobacco.
Have tobacco farmers stayed poor?
No, sir. I totally disassociate myself with that statement. From that statement. First of all, we tobacco farmers, especially from West Nile, why we grow tobacco is because it is a main source of income in West Nile. When you go to Arua in particular, you find people with the Mubati roofed houses. Those are tobacco farmers. And you find people with a lot of money and the income. Those are tobacco farmers. You find people with the food. Those are tobacco farmers. Why? Because after growing tobacco, you open land for tobacco. After which, you grow other crops like maize, simisim in tobacco field. I want to
Can I ask you,
but Maurice,
how much do you get from tobacco in a year?
Just a second. Let me ask Maurice a question. Maurice, if tobacco actually brings as much money as you're saying to the farmers, why is it that areas that grow tobacco in Uganda are not some of the wealthiest areas? Arua, for example.
Yeah, thank you very much. Your statement might be true. I would wish the parliament should go on the ground, MPs should go on the ground, so that we educate farmers on how to use tobacco money instead of putting these regulations. The essence is only about how to use tobacco money. People get a lot of money, except that they use the money wrongly. They don't budget at the times. This will be our role.
Okay. All right.
I think
Dr. Baryomunsi, just a second. Dr. Baryomunsi had asked a question. Had asked Maurice a question. How much do you make from tobacco farming?
Yeah, thank you very much. In 1 acre, I get 3.5 million. And normally I grow about 3 acres.
How much do you have to pay back to BAT?
BAT, when you grow 1 acre, you pay approximately 1 million.
So that leaves you with
2.5.
Okay.
When you multiply that one by 3, you get 7.5. Excuse me, I would also wish to mention MPs I know in particular who learned because of tobacco. They were paid out of tobacco.
Maurice, let's not go there.
Yeah,
let's not go there.
In Kanungu,
I'm saying this one because the honorable is saying
the poorest communities in Kanungu are those which grow tobacco, including Nyamirama, Chihihi side, then even Rukunjiri, Bgambara. Those are the poorest communities we have in Rukunjiri and Kanungu.
Okay.
I think, Gabriel, I'd like to comment that Dr. Baryomunsi is talking of tobacco farmers being forced. There is no force in the current contract. We have farmers who year after year come back to grow tobacco. And the point we're making is not that tobacco farmers should be forced to grow tobacco. We have left this to choice. The farmer should make an economic choice. What the bill, and I totally agree with you, you're saying it's a proposed bill. The repeal of the marketing and control regulations would leave a vacuum where the farmer is not protected and the industry is not protected. And therefore there would be no investment in tobacco. And we smell mischief in this.
Okay. But if the farmer has taken a loan from BAT,
yes,
right? haven't you indirectly forced them to continue coming to you because they have to continue paying you?
They have to pay the loan, yes, but it's an annual contract. The next year you can decide to go and grow for LTC, another tobacco company, or you can be an independent.
In Parliament, we have received petitions from farmers, especially Kibale, where the tobacco industry refused to pay farmers and they were stuck. They couldn't sell to any other person. We had to investigate and we had to force the Minister of Trade.
That is a very interesting point, because the very act that you're trying to repeal is what protected those farmers.
All right. I see Dr. Posi has a packet of cigarettes here. Dr. Posi, why do you have that?
I have this packet of cigarette from BAT. It says, by BAT itself, that cigarette smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, and death. Now,
and Jonathan hasn't denied that.
They haven't denied.
Yes.
Tell me, we are talking about people getting money. How much money is worth people dying? Let's say there are 5 people dying. How much money? Suppose I discover a poisonous crop that gets a lot of money, can get us out of poverty. Can I be allowed to grow and market that poison? How much money? Should BAT confirm that it kills, but it's okay? Go ahead. And yet we know that once you have started taking it, there is nicotine, which is very addictive. You have no choice to leave it. You are conscripted. Do we think we should continue to debate that it helps farmers to get out of poverty, when actually we know it kills so many at the expense of getting some money?